Now, according to many reports circulating on social media, our very own Frederick Kumi, aka Abu Trica, is said to have been extradited to the US. And genuinely, a lot of Ghanaians are saddened by this because we all know the struggle he had to go to right from when it was first alleged that he was involved in a romance scam, to investigations, to him being granted bail with sureties, to the back and forth court issues, to when the ruling was given that the US did not have the right to take him over for persecution, to when the High Court then overturned that ruling and gave them the right to actually take him. And now we are hearing and seeing all over social media that he was taken today, and apparently he was flown out abroad through the Delta airline flight. And Charley, it is looking like he's going to be persecuted. A lot of people are of the opinion that his interview with Captain Smart played a main role to this whole issue, because to the best of our knowledge, at least the issue, died down a little, especially after he was freed, and it looked like, Charley, the issue was headed in the right direction, and it looked like, everything was in place and his legal team had everything under control. But then after his interview, it looked as though more investigation and a lot of other things were added and brought to light, and it looks like that particular interview triggered it. Now, we've seen videos from Captain Smart saying his interview had nothing to do with it and he was just doing his job. But I mean, it is what it is. And from what we have seen and heard alongside this whole case, we know that it is alleged that he's involved in an $8 million romance scam, where it is said that he allegedly plays the role of middleman, just a scaniba or nuna or scanu in the middle. And with the use of AI, he and his counterparts target elderly foreign nationals, and then Charley, they've been scamming them. And now the US have taken him, and now the US, through the ruling of the High Court, have taken him, and is looking as though they are going to persecute him over there. Now, as sad as it may sound and seem, Charley, it is what it is. Truly, he's guilty of all of these charges. It's going to be really heartbreaking, because we all saw how his legal team fought, how he even lost his sister in the whole process, the pressure and everything, and to jubilation through to when people took to the street to beg that he be freed. And it's really sad, because he's a family man, he's a businessman, and he has kids, Charley. So now seeing that he was taken today is really heartbreaking. And even though he's been taken, we're still going to get more updates on this story, because definitely the US are going to put out more details to his case, and we're going to get more intel on the whole persecution and why it was overturned and what they have on him. We're definitely going to have all of those updates. Now, when this story was shared, it had a lot of people, speak up, because like I said, we all thought this was something that, Charley, it was done and dusted, and they just needed to finalize some things. And to now see that he's been taken, there is a whole lot. Now, someone said Ghana people and their way, they can't watch over their own. So these people didn't get anything on Abu, so why them they carry him go? Another person said, we could not extradite the Russian guy who came and messed our ladies up, even after the evidence. But we allow our very own to go through this. So what if they give him something bad to eat? What happens? I don't think that is something that they would do, because they know that in as much as the court has ruled that he can be taken and persecution can be done and all of that, they still know that Ghana authorities are still watching, they are still listening, they're still behind him, because at the end of the day, he's not going as just Frederick Kumi, he's going as Frederick Kumi, the Ghanaian man. So whatever happens, Ghana is heavily involved, and I don't think they would want to or even harm him, because at the end of the day it's their loss, because they want to persecute him for doing something wrong to their citizens. So if he's found guilty, harming him does not do any of them any favor. Now someone said, upon the struggle for him not to be extradited, true, because he went through, I think so far amongst the people that have had to go through this FBI situation, he is the one person that has really fought hard. And his case looked like it was something that was done and dusted, and it looks like Charley, his hand is not involved. Only to now see that he's being taken, and it's a whole lot. It's really a whole lot to take in. Someone said, well, that closes the chapter on the local custody debate. Once a high-profile extradition reaches the stage of an active flight number, the legal handovers are completely finalized. Big moment. That's also one side. Someone said the lawyers really knew Pam, but they only wanted to milk Abu Trica. That's not true. If you ask me, I think the lawyers, they actually did put their back into it. They fought. They really fought hard. We do not know what evidence they have against him. Like I said, the US will definitely put out a press release to address the whole issue and probably throw more light on the charges and make us understand what the evidence against him are. But for now, no, whatever we have to say is speculation. And if he's proven guilty or he pleads guilty to it, then, hand over to them. But if per further checks and everything, he's found not guilty, he's going to be brought back. Now, the fact that they've taken him there does not mean that, his case is done and dusted. Investigations are still going to be done. And yeah, someone also said, I hope Captain Smart saying they will compensate him is true. If not, then this would be very wild. True, like I said, a lot of Ghanaians are of the belief that interview turned things over, because if you watched his interview with Captain Smart, he said a lot of things which genuinely, when I saw the interview, I was very concerned, because with a high profile case like that, I don't think talking or sharing light on the details was okay. But I mean, for him to confidently come out and talk about it that way, probably he felt it was okay to share, right? And like I said, we'll never fully understand till we get an update on this case. It is really sad and heartbreaking, because if for anything, he genuinely fought for this case to be handled here in our country, Ghana. And it's unfortunate that Charley, they had to take him to go and do it. And this is a constant reminder that do everything in this life to make money, but make sure you do it in the legal way. I know there's a saying that legal money is small money. But trust me when I say the day for reckoning come, dear Charley, it be wild. So hopefully his legal team still follow up and figure out the situation, and hopefully if found guilty, he's not given too much of a sentence, and if found not guilty, he's brought back home in one piece. Anyways, that's all the updates we have for you on this story. This is what they go on here at the Yo Charley Studios. We'll catch you on the next one.